Hey, welcome to the Coterie Club Podcast, where we geek out over the consumer podcast. We're huge fans of the professional comedians Greg Warren, Tim Convey, and Sean O'Brien, the hosts of the Consumers Podcast. But don't worry, we are not comedians. If we accidentally make you laugh, we just call it accidental genius. My name is Nathan Taylor, your unofficial host. With me, Amy Coates,
Howdy.
the one who actually does the homework, and Mookie Blaylock.
All right. How's everybody tonight?
Yeah, he is our in-house ball cap aficionado and expert.
I wish I was as big of a hat expert as y'all think I am, but we're maybe we'll still have some. We've got some cool hats this time, so I'm excited about it.
Awesome. Well, the more I say it, the more that it will be. That's what I'm
Ah!
thinking.
Whoa, there we go. All right, now we're good.
White
Hopefully
out.
that won't turn off again.
Now you're completely. There we go.
There
Yeah,
you go.
it'll.
We had whiteout conditions there for a moment. Um, yeah. This is one that honestly, Cheesecake Factory is what we're talking about here. And people may be confused because honestly, this is the most thing that's talked about on the consumer podcast of any other subject by far. Matter of fact, you may think that we're talking about the most recent one that was like last week, I think, was
Mhm.
half and half. And it seems like they do half and half when they bring in their special guest. And the special guest was not here. So I won't name the special guest, but we all know who that person is. Um,
Mhm.
and because this is the one that actually caused
Gosh.
the Cheesecake Factory to think about, like, hey, these guys actually are promoting our product and stuff like that, which is kind of cool. And you think about it, like from like Dunkin' Donuts standpoint, or any of the other ones that we've done up until now, White Castle, like if they would have come in there and like had one of their top execs like come in and talk, like I think we would all be a little bit more like appreciative of like their brand, like and how much they take care of their brand. And I think that's really speaks volumes, to professionality of Cheesecake Factory. I don't know what anybody else thinks about that, but to me, it's kind of huge that they come in for this.
Yeah, it's really neat that they lean into it. That they really kind of, hey, these guys like us. These guys are doing good things. Let's give them a little pat on the back.
Yeah, absolutely.
I like cheesecake too, as I still struggle with my lighting. Hang on one second. I'll
No
send an
worries.
awesome picture of my daughter. We were at a baseball game together.
Oh, that's
Let's
cool.
see. Let's see if
But you
that's
didn't have
any
a.
better. Is that any better?
How did, how did you not have a hat on at the
I
baseball
didn't wear a
game?
hat that day. I was at a baseball game and didn't wear a hat. How about
Oh
that? I should have.
my goodness.
I
Mookie, I
the
haven't seen
world
you
ball
without a
in.
hat.
I know. I've got a bunch of them. This is obviously a big episode. Cheesecake is a really, really big part of the Consumers Podcast, and this is kind of where it all gets started. Um, I know it. We talked about last time, and I think we talk about every time. Seems like every episode we talk about, and they talk about a brand, it makes us want to go out and participate or try to give that brand some
Mhm.
business. I know that I went to Cheesecake Factory pretty soon after this. I was down in Nashville and I went by.
Yeah. Yeah, I went to the one in Opry Mills over there
Hmm.
in Nashville. So
I
that's
haven't been back since COVID, but well, one, I'm not a cheese. I can't do cheesecakes, but they also never returned with my favorite cake that they had. So, and I just haven't had an opportunity, but been a bummer.
Which one was your favorite one that they didn't have?
It was this lemon cake thing that had some filling, and oh, it was just very light and
That's
lemony.
weird.
Lemon is my favorite. I ask for lemon cake
Yes,
every year
I
for my
love
birthday.
I love lemon.
It was amazing, but I don't think it's been back since COVID.
well, you know, you know somebody who knows somebody.
That I do. Maybe I'll
I
put in
mean,
a
I'm
word.
just I'm just saying, like it's
Well,
not like we
will they
don't
listen to
know.
somebody who's been fired though?
Well, I'm not talking about the one that got fired, which did he
Oh, we'll
oh,
get into that too.
yeah. Did he actually he did admit that this is okay, he did admit that on this one that he got fired. Yes.
Yep,
Yes, he said it was for
Yeah,
he
this is
third
admitted this
party
time that he
guests.
got fired.
but
Yeah.
he is tried and true. and has been like, I mean, from the beginning, he just said like they have like the best drinks, and I've never tried one of their drinks or anything like that, but I've
Mhm.
seen them like when I went to the place, and how he told them how like they make their all their drinks, and like there's like a process and a kind of a sidebar thing though. I think probably because of all this consumer Cheesecake Factory YouTube stuff I had like on my reels, some guy was coming up and he was a former chef from,
Really?
yeah, from Cheesecake Factory, and he
A
started
former
talking,
chef from Cheesecake, you said?
yes, from Cheesecake. Yeah. And
Okay.
he started talking, and he really dispelled a lot of what some people say about Cheesecake Factory, and the fact that they actually use fresh ingredients. And he talked about the rotation of it, and like how they are sticklers on every little detail, in their fridge, on
Mm-hmm.
on all the products that they bring out, and for
Mhm.
their, and how the prep, like, because he did all that prep, and he spent like, how like he talked about like how early in the morning like he got up to go in and like prep all the stuff to get ready, for all the various things, based upon the popularity is probably how they buy. Because I can't imagine. And I was just thinking about that. Like, can you imagine like trying to figure out like their menu is ginormous. Like it is
I
insane.
know.
Yep,
How
it's
big how
huge.
big do their fridges, or how big are their coolers and their
They have to
refrigerators?
be huge, you
Massive.
know. And I've had people tell me, and I'm like, I don't think so, because after this guy, he's like, he's not even with them anymore. And he's saying, there's one thing that I learned from working at Cheesecake Factory is how to manage your refrigerator. And
Mm-hmm.
which is key. I know,
Right.
because in the restaurant industry, I've heard that, if you lose, you have loss if you lose too much of your stuff, or you're keeping it around, and then the food guy,
Mm-hmm.
USDA comes around and be like, "What's that date on that thing?"
Mm-hmm.
Right.
you know. But anyway, that's just a sidebar thing. I just remember that he just popped up in my feed after that, and I was like, well, this is interesting. I'd like to hear more about what he says, because this guy was a former guy just like Sean was. So
Yeah.
there's my tie-in back to
But
Cheesecake
but yeah,
Factory.
he did say that there was very specific chemistry to all of their drinks.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe one day I will actually try one of them. It seems like we always have something to do or place to go. Like this last time, I'm like, we were like on a time crunch. We had to get to Bridgestone by a certain time, and it wasn't happening. We couldn't stay around for a drink, but I would have loved to have, for sure.
And
So
and
Yeah,
once you get,
if you don't have one in your hometown, it's kind of hard to, because you're on the road and you're moving around. It's kind of hard to sit down and enjoy a cocktail or two or five when you're on the move that much.
right,
yeah. Well,
and once as you reach a certain age, it takes a little bit longer, a little bit longer, a little bit longer to recover from those too. So you have to plan
Mm-hmm.
more than just the next 2 hours. You have to
right.
plan the next
Yeah.
couple days.
Yeah. Well, maybe if I go down to Nashville and spend more than just that little bit of time, I'll definitely
Right.
go back, because service has always been fantastic. Just me personally, like every server that I've had there, since going the 2 times, like they were all just the best people, just the most
Can you guys
friendly.
head down? Can you head down a little early tomorrow uh for the live podcast?
No, I'm coming in
Oh,
hot.
that would be so good. Yeah, I think I'm coming in hot too.
Yeah.
I'm excited about it.
Yeah.
Um, I get off work at 4:30 local time. I could probably sneak out a little bit before that. I'll tell you what, going to the Nate Land Live podcast, I don't know if it's going to be that crazy, but we showed up an hour before
Hmm.
the doors opened, and there was a line almost all the way back out. I mean,
Mm,
there was a line all the way through that back, all the way to that back parking lot where Zany's is. So I don't know if it'll be that crazy. I don't know exactly how many people are going, but I'm going to try and get down there as early as I can.
Yeah. Me too.
I'd love to go across the street and grab a cup of coffee at that coffee shop before I go in, though.
Oh, I've
So
never
what I need
anything.
what I need you guys to do is get a picture of me and print it off and put it on a stick, and you take Flat Amy along so all three of us can be there.
We can do that. I got some
Okay.
And
cardstock in my
Well,
my office.
and
I
then
can
you
I
get a
figure
would.
that out.
picture of the three of us with the three of them.
Yeah, I don't think I have cardstock. So if you have cardstock, Mookie, then that's
I got a little bit of cardstock.
okay.
We can figure that out.
Okay.
Have either one of y'all ever used a hotel safe?
No.
Maybe once or twice, but
No.
not.
I'm like I look in there and I'm like, oh yeah, there's a hotel safe, and I'm like, I don't know. I I think
I
there was a
I
place.
I have never used a hotel safe, but I have a very similar story that to Sean's. I For the nonprofit that I work for now, I used to go out on the road and collect donations, and
Okay.
I was in Lexington. At the very end of my trip, I'd gone around all week long collecting donations, and I probably had $8,000 to $10,000 just of checks and
Oh
cash
wow.
in a little in a zip up, like almost like an adult trapper keeper.
Mm-hmm.
Just walked out and left it. And I got all the way back to Bowling Green before I realized
Oh.
I do not have this. I mean, I'm fixing to get fired. My wife got back in the car with me. We drove up 3 hours to Lexington that very same night to pick that thing up, and I think we just ended up staying in the hotel room. We just decided to get a room instead of driving back to Bowling Green. It's like I've been on the road all day long.
Probably smart call.
Yeah, he's not the only one. He's not the only one that's ever messed that up.
They were only an hour out though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if I've ever driven off with my best friend's keys, though. I've driven off with my wife's keys. I've never driven off with my best friend's keys.
No, I don't know. I mean, I've lost my keys. I could tell you about the times I lost my wife could tell you about the times I lost my keys, but
God love the AirTag.
I don't AirTag. I don't have one of those.
You should.
I probably
My
should
wife's got some air
attach it
tags. I
to my
don't have an air
skull.
tag on anything of mine.
Mine will say, Jeff, your husband's keys have been detected with you, or your keys, this item was left behind, or this. Oh yeah, it's a godsend.
Do either one of y'all have a favorite order at Cheesecake? Anything that you can think of that's your favorite thing to get?
Well, yeah. So I tried. So the first time there was a it was like a it was a special thing that they came out with. I forget what it was. We shared it, but actually, my wife and my sister-in-law, she dropped her off up in Lexington. They went to Cheesecake Factory up there, and my wife brought back cheesecake for everybody, including
Mm-hmm.
herself. And so she gave me two options. She gave me key lime cheesecake or mango key lime cheesecake. And I picked mango key lime cheesecake, and let me tell you, that is now my number one favorite. I will eat everything down to the bottom layer because the only thing that's bad about it, and it's okay because I'm trying not to eat all those carbs, is they have a nougat level with a coconut in it,
Mm.
and I don't like coconut. But
Me either.
the top of that is just divine, and it's like it's the cheesecake part of it. It's not the bottom layer that matters, in my opinion. And so that probably is the best mango. It tastes like mango, and then it
Mhm.
tastes like key lime, and it does taste like key lime, and that is a hard thing to get right for anybody. You typically you go down to Key Largo and you get a key lime cheesecake. That's where you go, or
Mm-hmm.
key lime pie in general, not even Keys Chick. Matter of fact, if you go to Key Largo or to anywhere down there in the Keys, there is a chocolate covered key lime pie on a stick that you can get from this place called Froggers or something like that. I don't know. My buddy goes down there all the time, and he goes to Key West, Key Largo, and all those places down there, and he gets that. And I've seen that, and I'm like, that looks divine. Chocolate covered
Mm-hmm.
key lime pie on a stick. Like, what's better than that? I don't know.
Now, are you a dark chocolate or milk chocolate?
Yes, I like dark chocolate just because, at least I can say that it's better for me when I'm eating it.
Right?
I mean, the things that we tell ourselves, right? No, it really is. There's studies
I'm
that
waiting
show that
for the
no, no,
but
no, but no, I mean, it's because my wife likes dark chocolate too, and so I just kind of eat whatever she does. I'm not like a huge chocolate fan, but when it pairs well with something, I can go for it.
Mhm.
So yeah, mango key lime, and it's funny because I don't know, it why would those things to go together, but they do. Anyway, what's yours, Mookie?
I'm all about the Oreo cheesecake. I love cookies and cream, anything. So you put Oreos in something, I'm definitely gonna go after that. I'm trying to think of what I had last time. I think the last time I went, I had a burger and it was really good. It's not my favorite burger that I've ever had, but it's definitely great. My wife got some kind of vodka pasta last time
Oh,
that
that
she went,
sounds divine.
some kind of pasta dish that was really
Mhm.
really good, and it was big, so she let me have some of that too. And you know, that's something that guys talk about is that they want you to share. And last time we went with a big group, and we definitely kind of shared a bunch of different stuff, and a lot of people got a lot of different types of food was at the same table, and we were all just kind of family style in it. So that was pretty
That's
cool.
cool. That's fun to do that.
Hmm.
I don't know that I can't remember what I've eaten as a regular meal. I just know I like that lemon cake that they used to have. So see if we can give Althea a call and or Aretha a call and see what we can do about that.
Aletha.
Aletha,
Ale-
Aletha.
Aletha.
Aletha, yes.
She
I'll
liked
get
she
that.
liked my picture actually that I posted in the
Oh,
consumer
did
stuff.
she?
Yes, she did.
Nice.
Because I tried the pickle fries.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Did you like
No.
those?
Perfect. The one thing that's wrong with pickle fries is that if they make they call them fried pickle spears is the skin.
Hmm.
The skin detracts. It's good when you eat it as a pickle because it's all a part of eating the pickle, but it's not enjoyable in a in it's fried because then it like like it makes it like twice as tough.
Hmm.
And so yes, so the part then that you enjoy is the actual pickle flavoring in it, and the breading that's light, and usually it falls off. Like I've been at so many places where the breading falls off, and that's a problem
Mm.
because then you just and it's not as good. But this it kept on it, and it was so lightly breaded and crisp. But then when you got to the middle of it, it was warm and it was perfect. Like I've never seen anybody make anything like that, and I don't know how they made that because that's probably the toughest thing to fry is pickled fries. It has to be because it already is wet and you have to dry it off, and it's a process. So
Now back to your favorite, um, Nathan, is I am wondering what the mango marketing people are up to because they're almost getting into as many other things as raisins. Or what cranberry, that's the one. Somebody made the comment that cranberries are in everything now, but mango is dipping its way into everything, and I don't love it. And I'm tired of
no,
finding peach mango stuff everywhere because I just want the
oh
peach. I'm like, put a stop to the mango marketing. I'm not a fan.
no. Well,
Get out of my peach. I
see,
want the peach back.
No
some people
more
don't.
mangoes.
Some people
No
don't
more
like peanut
mangoes.
butter. Some people don't like mangoes. I'm just saying,
Right?
you know.
I
To,
I'm with you on the no coconuts though.
okay,
Well, here's the thing about mangoes. Mango flavored things are very good, but every time I've eaten a mango, it's been so gritty and grainy. It's like I feel like I'm eating orange flavored dirt. And maybe I've just had bad mangoes, but every time
I
I've had
think
a
so.
mango, it's been really grainy, and I'm like, this is
Mhm.
orange flavored dirt. I don't want to eat this.
See, I actually like mango smoothies more than I like ice cream. I'm not a fan of ice cream, and I don't know why. I don't dislike it, but like I know why because it gives me like I can't. I get I was allergic to it as a kid, like milk. So my mom had to give me goat's milk.
Mhm.
And so it still like gives me like a coating on my throat and I like can't talk and I have to like cough out like the phlegm in my throat. And so
Yum.
yeah, so it's not like it's like somebody who's lactose intolerant and you go and you have a meal full of milk, you know.
Mhm.
And
Yep.
so I don't know, like to me, like, but it you see, it pairs well with strawberry. It does not go with peach. If you go with peach and mango, no, but it goes perfectly with strawberry. It just depends on what it's all about, like what it pairs with. Because mango by itself isn't good, but if you put it with some tahini though, and by itself, then it actually is better because tahini makes things better. Matter of fact, tomorrow I'm going to give Sean some tahini for his watermelon. So,
Nice. I tried salt on my watermelon yesterday or this weekend, and it wasn't
and
too bad.
yeah,
Wasn't too bad. I put it on cantaloupe before, and I've always liked it on that and honeydew, but I had not tried it on watermelon.
I thought that
So
was the
it was,
craziest thing that when I saw my wife and all of her family salting the watermelon, I'm like, what are you doing?
My grandmother never ate a bite of watermelon without a salt shaker ever, not once.
Is that a southern thing or something? I don't
It is. I think it
know.
is
Okay.
kind of a southern thing. I know everybody. I know everybody around where I grew up. I grew up in South Alabama. I knew everybody around where I grew up did it. I don't. I haven't eaten a lot of salt on watermelon, but have had it before, and I do like it.
Hmm.
well, they
But
salt just about everything, don't they?
oh yeah, we put salt on cereal in South Alabama.
Salt on salt,
Hmm.
Oh,
It makes things delicious.
here you
right?
go.
Everything's better with salt,
Oh, so is your blood pressure.
right? Zing.
My,
What about succotash? Is succotash better with salt? I'm not a
oh,
big
nice
succotash
segue
guy.
there. Oh,
Hey,
Yeah.
hey, I'm trying to be a professional up here.
professional.
Segues and everything.
There you
Wait, we're
go.
getting paid?
Professional amateur podcaster.
Wait, are we supposed to be getting paid for this? A professional means you get paid. It doesn't mean you're good.
I
Oh,
mean,
we can dream, right?
I pay
Right.
myself in coffee. Does that
If
count?
if a couple more people subscribe, maybe I'll be able to pay for my lighting or something. I don't know.
There we go.
Um, no, that Succotash joke though is become world famous. We have to give all the props to Mr. Gabriel.
And can I share a little something about the whole succotash joke?
You can. Absolutely.
I have a serious issue. I think it's funny, but it made zero sense. I know he was working for the joke. He was working for getting some way to say suffer and succotash.
Hmm.
PETA does not care about vegetables. Why is PETA going to be concerned that succotash is suffering?
But that's the joke. That's the joke that
I
it is
don't think that
suffering,
was,
so PETA would care about it.
but I don't think that was the joke. I think everybody just let it go, and it grinds my gears. I hate to be the well, actually guy
Well,
here, but that just and what was the joke? Tim had done a joke about on one of the coffee episodes more recently, and I asked Gabe, I said, can we change the succotash scale to this other scale? And he said, no, we can't just change it for the better jokes. And I'm like, come on, the succotash scale makes no sense. I have such a hard, I get
I
the
think
joke,
it
I get the fun, I get all that, but it doesn't make sense to me.
I think it makes perfect sense. I think it's amazing. I thought it was
yeah.
I mean, hearing it again, I was really excited.
Yeah.
Oh, Greg was
I'm laughing.
giddy.
I'm laughing thinking about it right now.
I mean, watching Greg get giddy trying to get that joke in, trying to work it, and then Tim just stepped on it. It was amazing. It was beautiful to watch, but it was still
Well, that's part
doesn't
of the
make
thing
sense.
is they step on each other's jokes so much.
Hmm.
Yes.
Hmm. And once they can get them by each other, then it's like, zing, you know. I mean, we got a good one coming up on the cheesecake episode, or not cheesecake, Starbucks.
Yeah, for
Mhm.
sure. Um,
That was snuck in quite nicely.
yeah, I don't know. I thought it was great, but I like the fact that because the jokes after that, because it's like the fact that Greg always can't believe that this joke vastly surpasses the on the succotash scale, from it's like, come on, Gabe. Like
Yeah. No,
me
no,
and Amy
he's
both got to meet Gabe on the cruise and
right.
talk to him a little bit, and so he's a good guy, and his his lovely daughter also enjoys the comedy and loves going to see the three of them or two, whichever one it is, whoever's there
Whoever's
with
traveling at
Greg,
the time.
who's ever with Greg,
Mhm.
so on his Sunday kids show, which,
Oh yeah, and Gabby got up and did she did it a few minutes during the kids show on the cruise too.
oh, did she? Yeah, there's just
Mhm.
so much I can't get to everything. I didn't get to the kids show. But I was telling all the other kids that I ran into, like, yeah, there's a kids show for comedy, like on Sunday. I told them all about that Greg was going to do that. And they're like, oh, really? I'm like, yeah, you should do that because you probably would
Mhm.
appreciate that more than, the rest of it.
Yep. I
So,
get I get that it's fun, I get that it's a running joke, and I get all that good stuff, but I will die on that hill that it annoys me.
I think it's hilarious. I love it.
You're probably just enjoying me getting all wound up too, aren't you?
Well, a little bit, yeah,
yeah,
Yeah, that's okay. That's
a
okay.
little bit.
we'll keep you wound up about mango. Let's just talk about mango even more then too.
That's
Mango and
right. Mm.
succotash, Here we go.
Yeah.
Mango succotash, is that a thing? Ooh,
Oh, I don't know
Google.
about that.
No, thank you.
Oh, thank you.
You let me know how it is if you run across it.
Well, I've never had the
So,
stuff before. I just know it from the I can't even say it right. But
pepper and
Spicy chipotle
succotash.
mango shrimp with succotash.
there you go.
That just sounds so appetizing.
Mm.
I have a mango succotash recipe. Amy, would you like that?
No, I'm good,
1 to
thanks.
2 ripe mangoes diced, 2 to 4 ears of grilled fresh corn.
That sounds like mango salsa, which is something I want to make. Um,
Hit it up on Google. It's there.
oh no, I
So,
know. I already have it in my brain. I've already, but I don't think anybody will enjoy it except for me because it'll be really spicy because it'll have habaneros in it.
I think it's kind of cool. I didn't realize that Cheesecake Factory had coined the phrase the upscale casual dining because I had heard that. I
Yeah,
didn't know that was where it
the first
started.
ones. I mean, I can't really say that. It really is upscale. I mean,
Yeah.
even though it's casual, like you can come in there in shorts and flip flops and a t-shirt, and no one will bat an eye. But when you go in there and you look all around at the decor, you're like, man, this place is sharp. You know?
And it's good stuff, but it's also upscale on its price too. I
Oh
think
yeah,
too.
Hmm.
it's not cheap. No, yeah. I think yeah. No, I mean
Mhm.
it definitely has it was more pricey but I mean you expect more out of it though. I mean you really do. You expect more from the servers, you expect more from the experience. I mean, even like
Mhm.
the way did they talk about it this time? It was maybe the other time about how the lights are like shone down so that you can see the menu. You know how ticked off I am when I have to break out my iPhone to look at the stinking menu at some places. Like I do
Yes.
that, and I'm like, you know, if they actually thought about it a little bit more, and I've been to places that are more expensive than Cheesecake Factory, and I have to break out my phone to look at it,
Hmm.
and they're supposed to
So
be like nice.
who's the member or the coterie member who is it you, Nathan, that always gets seated by the bathroom, or is that somebody else?
That's somebody else.
Oh,
I don't
I
think
know
I get
there's
to see that.
I
somebody that
saw that post though. I know what post you're talking
he's
about. I've seen it.
posted several times that,
Oh,
yep,
really?
here I am sitting by the bathroom again at Cheesecake Factory.
Hmm.
You don't remember who it is, and I feel bad now, but man, that
If
That's
you're
cracks
okay.
me
watching this,
up.
let us know. Let us
Yeah,
know.
comment down below and hey, that's me. I'm the one that sit by the
Bathroom guy.
I always get seated next to people, and it's nice like to open seating and like, or at least the one in Nashville. If there's just two of you, there's a couple or two people here, or maybe four people to your left, and they're all within like earshot of you, and it's like you could have a conversation with your neighbor and not feel awkward about it. And we
Well,
did.
you could.
Yeah, I know.
Other
I
people
was,
could. I could, but my
yeah.
husband would be like, "Would you stop talking to strangers?"
No, I always talk to people if I gauge people upon like how they're interacting, all that kind of stuff. I may just, you know, jump in.
You ever play voiceover theater at a restaurant where you
Eh,
see people interacting and then you just make up a story for them? That's a lot of fun.
That's
It's
like
usually not
Mystery
the ones that,
Theater 2000.
I've
right.
done that before, but it's not a regular occurrence.
It's well, and yeah, you can't be one of the people right at the table right next to you. It has to be somebody a little further away that you can both see, and then you make up the argue. It's usually an argument, but you make up the
Well,
conversation as you go.
yeah.
It's kind of fun. We call it voiceover theater.
Okay. Kind of like Mystery Theater 3000.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
A little bit different than that. I
Yeah.
love that
Um,
show though.
Yeah.
I I think I thought it was interesting that Sean's word of the week just kind of went unacknowledged, and Greg just thought he was being nice by letting it go because he misused it. Do you remember which one it was?
Was it,
We talked
is that what,
about a laden of strawberries.
Lane of Strawberries?
Laden of strawberries.
And
Yeah.
they were like, "Well, we kind of knew what you meant, so we let it go." And then Sean called himself out, and he was like, "Oh, wait, that once he figured it out, like, wait, that didn't work. No wonder
Yeah.
they didn't pick up on it." So yeah,
No.
that's
Yeah, I mean, hey, at least he gave it a good college try.
right. A good word of the day try.
Good word of the day try. Some have really fit into what it is quite nicely, but yes. But if he would
Hmm.
have said if man, it was just laden with strawberries, like
Exactly.
I'm like I actually was saying that while I was watching because I caught it, I was like,
Yeah.
I'm like, talking at the screen. My wife's like, why are you talking? Because I'm trying to correct them. Sean, it was laden with strawberries.
Yeah. I think that, yeah, because Greg just thought he meant to say ladle.
Ladle.
Yeah, that's what I thought originally too. I was just like, I thought he just meant he said they put a ladle of strawberries. I didn't even know laden was a word until I listened to this podcast.
Yeah. And then a little bit later, well, first, next on my note is they were picking on my cookie dough. I'm a cookie dough junkie. And they're like, "Oh, you're adults now. You can stop eating cookie dough." No, give me all the cookie dough. Um,
Now, cookie dough's fantastic. I agree with that.
they were talking
Yeah.
about the cookie dough cheesecake being so popular or something like that.
Oh yeah.
But then Sean tried to he used the word extortion, and they tried to tell him he used it wrong, and then they looked it up and figured out that it was a little bit awkward, but he was using it right. I was cracking up because he's
Yes.
like, "Boom, guys, I knew it was right."
There's a couple of things that he was right about in this, including I had a note about um, but this is where he was shaking the table though. This is like the beginning of the end for that table. R.I.P.
Yes.
table.
It's starting to go. It's starting to go. That's
I mean,
true.
like it was like bad, like that one time. Like it was just like he just set down his something and like it's like it shook like the whole thing. It was it was like, oh my, I thought the table was gonna come apart.
That's where the table talk came about. I still wish they would have taken parts of the table and, sold them off to Coterie members. I think those those
Yeah,
of
I
us
could put
OG
some up right
listeners,
here along with my shirt
right?
that I placed here. I just want to point out that, I'm not wearing this. I may wear this tomorrow night. I don't know. I'm not thinking.
I
I
hope
don't
they
know.
have some merch
I'm
tomorrow
wearing
night. I
mine
assume they're
now.
going
Oh, you're
to.
wearing yours. Nice.
Yep.
Yeah, they should.
Yep.
I don't
They
have
they'll
one.
have the consumer shirt. And I hope they have a different color because I want to buy a different color.
They should have the navy ones. I think they're still doing.
Yeah, I hope so because I'm gonna get one if they do,
Mhm.
but not another one of the same.
Right.
Um,
And take a if you do that, take like a silver Sharpie if you want them to sign them.
a silver Sharpie.
Yeah, if it's the dark one, take like a silver or gold Sharpie so you'll be able to see it if you want them to sign it.
Well, then I'll just bring my black one. I'll have them sign that one,
There you go. That works
and
too.
then I'll just put it up there at every podcast. I'll have them sign right on the front of it.
There you
Um,
go.
there you go.
That'd be cool.
Did they say Randy was going to be with them on that one?
Yes,
Because
Randy's going to be there.
you want to get Randy's signature too.
Oh yes, Randy Land.
Exactly.
Shout out.
Yeah, they have such a good time with him and his. He's such a good sport. Them picking on
Great
his
sport.
brandlessness.
Yes, yes. But yeah, I think I wrote down that the farfalla pasta dish has 2,400 calories.
That's a bunch.
That's wild.
Yes.
That was just something I just wrote down. And also they mentioned that they were on episode 100.
Yeah. Yes, I think I did write down that they were continuing the misnumbering of the
The
Misnumbering.
numbers just keep climbing.
Mm-hmm.
right.
And another one of my favorite things is, and this is the alternate ending to the show now, which is you have the right to charge your phone. I actually did not know where that came from until I rewatched this show. Like, I
Oh,
actually I'm like, well, it's funny, like to end your show, like you have the right to charge your phone. Like, I could say like odd things, like at the end of our show too, like, hey, blue is the new yellow. I don't know,
Yeah,
like to,
yeah.
right?
right.
I just
It makes a little
anyway,
more sense with the story though.
it does. Like
That's my favorite. That's my favorite sign off. When they sign
I
off with you have a
do.
right to charge your phone, that's my favorite one.
And if we could have a poll in there to say, hey, Greg, from now, just say you have a right to charge your phone because that's even better than you've been consumed. Like I get it, I get the thing, but like if somebody asks like why they say that, they say, well, come back here to the episode about the OG Cheesecake Factory episode. Rewatch that, and then you'll find it out.
Yep. Come on back, watch it
Come
or
on
watch
back.
us.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
actually,
I
I
love the
always
stories of Greg and Sean driving together. Those just crack me up.
oh yes. Well, Greg is such an excellent driver.
And he's so not wound up. He's so not tightly
He's a little
wound.
bit.
It's
He's a little bit wound up. He's a little bit tightly wound.
wound up like a cheap watch.
He has a nice watch now, though.
Yeah.
No, actually, just as a FYI, folks, at the end of every episode, I always link back to the episode we're talking about. So if you forgot something about the episode, at the end of this, click on it. It'll take you right to the episode on the first episode on the Cheesecake Factory. I always try to do that. So,
I thought it was funny. They talked about Cheesecake Factory being number 12 on the best places to work in 2020. And they all go, well, yeah, nobody was open. It's like, why did we pick 2020 for that?
it was a tough time for all places. I mean, you had to DoorDash your Cheesecake Factory. I wrote that
Exactly.
down. I mean, it's like, I guess that's a thing.
And they talked about the football player that would get buy a bunch of Cheesecake Factory food like every day.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, that was something that Sean was right about.
Yeah. Yep.
Yes, it
And the
was.
and the Facebook group, where we all met was actually announced in this podcast. So that was kind of the hey, we got a thing.
Yeah, and I don't think I joined right away. I think I think it was probably a few episodes after that that I decided to join the Facebook group.
So you
Yeah.
you decided to eat the cheesecake, so to speak,
Yeah,
instead of drinking the Kool-Aid.
yeah.
As soon as I heard about it, I joined, but I can't remember. I can't remember what episode I heard about it on. It must have been this one.
They
Yeah.
mentioned it on a couple of other episodes at the beginning. They've mentioned it less and less actually as time goes on, but it still grows. I think we're at 1,800 people in there now. I think that's
It's
where it's at.
crazy.
Woo.
Yeah.
And it's funny because they're like, people really like us that much. It was like they're surprised to they have a Facebook group and they have a fan following and know,
Yeah,
kind of funny
absolutely.
to see.
I mean, it was less than 1,000 when I joined. I know that. Like, I wasn't like the beginning of it, but there was definitely less than, there was like, they're like, let's try to get this to 1,000. And it was like 800 or something like that when I did that. So that's what I remembered.
They talked a little about they talked some more about Tim playing for Ludo or being in Ludo.
Yeah, I wrote that down too. And also he mentioned Kevin Bauer in that, in here, which,
Yeah, they did.
and so, because he did that's his special that he did was his last bit was with Kevin Bauer on the YouTube special
And
with
that's
his
the guy
song.
who wrote the little intro to the consumers.
Yes.
Speaking of Ludo, did y'all notice that Sean was wearing a Ludo shirt?
In this particular episode,
Yes, he
That's something.
was.
That's something that I noticed. It's something that I'm going to get into when we talk about hats because I thought it was really interesting based on the hat that Tim was wearing. Because I looked back at Sean's shirt and I'm like, oh well, he's wearing a Ludo shirt. That's
He,
interesting.
he was kind of fanning out over it seemed
hmm
like on this one, wasn't he? He
hmm
brought it up
I
several
think he
times.
didn't he talk about he had just been to a Ludo concert and
Yes.
just seen them do the Halloween show or something.
yeah, he
Yes.
was pretty geeked
hmm
about that one.
Yeah. I would like to see a Ludo concert myself, one of them, but it's like, I mean, St. Louis, it's a little bit of a jaunt, so
Yeah,
or a
and they
hall
do
with a
so
jaunt.
few. They do so few now. What do they do? One or two shows a year?
Pretty much. They do the Disney, the Ludo, and they do the Halloween.
Up in Chicago, I think they do the Christmas. So they have a lot of
Yeah,
fans up in Chicago, and they do it at was it at the Blues House, House of Blues?
I don't remember.
I think it was House of Blues. I looked at the picture and I'm like, that looks like the House of Blues. I've never been there, but I've seen pictures of it because it's a lot of artists, a lot of famous big artists actually have played the House of Blues. It's not a big place. Like it's
Yeah,
seats less than like a lot of theaters would
hmm
yeah.
seat. And but it's just a iconic place in Chicago. Happened to be if I happened to live up in Illinois, it would have been a lot closer to go there because I probably was only about an hour from downtown Chicago from where I used to live. So,
Right. I was in Chicago this weekend.
were you really?
Um, yep.
Oh, by the way, it was
Had a,
Terry Porter that you were talking about, and I wrote that down. Was the guy, and Sean was right about that because the football player that bought all the cheesecake food was Terry Porter. That's why I wrote it.
okay.
I was looking through my notes. I'm like, I know I have that. So I
I
was,
think it was the other thing that I noticed was this might have been the last one. We'll have to see. They talked about the what I'm buying segment that they had talked about doing because Sean was talking about buying a table to take to the Bills game.
oh yes, that's right.
Well, it's not the last time that they were going to talk about it because we haven't gotten to the walk incident yet. But I think it becomes less a segment and more just, oh, if I'm looking to buy something, we'll talk about it.
Right.
Yeah,
I kind of wish they would have kept it a segment, but I think they have a good groove going, so I'm not too upset. But
no,
I
I mean
kind of
it.
like that segment.
Yeah, I mean I think that they definitely hit their stride with this one. It seemed like, um,
Hmm.
like we've had the other ones where we said where it was kind of a little bit. Obviously, there was one that we can't fault because they're still trying to get to know Brian Bates and
hmm
all them. And
Right.
this
And
one
which
though,
that's still a good episode in
it
my
was a
opinion. I
great
still really
episode.
love that
I
episode.
do. I 100% agree. But this one, like, when with Sean and Greg sitting there fighting over their phone being charged. I mean, I was like, that's hilarious.
Oh,
This is
wait till we get to the gas tank one. I don't remember what episode that was, but that was a zinger too.
yeah. So, but yeah, love Cheesecake Factory, love the history, just it's the classic story of just somebody starting something in their basement or just out of their garage or whatever, place that you have an oven, to make cheesecake, for friends, and then it turns into, man, that's really good stuff, into this huge conglomerate, And something that they didn't mention, but I did the research on, the first place that there was a cheesecake factory outside the United States?
No.
I
Yeah,
do not.
it was in one of the richest places in all of the world. Um,
Dubai.
Dubai.
yes, at the bottom of
Mm.
the fake ski hill, um, there's a cheesecake factory, and I believe that was back in 2012.
Excuse me, there's a fake ski hill in Dubai.
Yes, there is. They go skiing there.
Gosh, that
Okay.
place is nuts.
It is nuts.
Yes.
Yeah. No, I mean
Yes, it is.
I mean, yeah, it's crazy. I've never been to. It's actually Dubai. It's in the Dubai Mall.
Well, because they all are connected to malls. They talked about that on the podcast too, or
Yeah,
they
they
try to
are.
be connected
They
as close to
are.
malls.
They are all connected to malls,
That's
and that's
part of their shtick.
now. I think, were they in malls before, or was no? That was a different place. I'm thinking of
Well,
no. That was
they talked about on the podcast that they didn't want to go into malls, but then they started thinking about it and going, there's always going to be people that are moving through a mall and want to pop in and grab a drink and grab a
yes,
slice of cheesecake, and that's one of
Hmm.
the things that they really play up to, because you can just walk in just to the cheesecake bar and order a piece of cheesecake and walk out. You don't have
yes,
to sit down and see a waitress or anything like that, or waiter or waitress or anybody. You just walk in and grab a piece of cheesecake. So if you're walking around Opry Mills Mall and you get a wild hair for a piece of cheesecake, you can have one very quickly just by walking by the Cheesecake Factory. And so they've made a lot of sales that way.
oh yeah.
Hmm.
Not
I
all
also
of them are in
love that
malls.
they. Oh, go ahead. No, but that's part of their business plan is to try to be either in or near or
Right.
somehow connected to a mall. Um, I also like the fact that they don't advertise. That
Oh, that's
they're
crazy.
they Yeah, that their menu, their massive menu that people talk about all the time is their advertising.
Word of mouth
It's
is.
brilliant.
I mean, we're talking about them. I mean, so it worked,
Mhm.
obviously, and that's amazing because, like, so many. I mean, you don't see the big splash billboards along the side of the road that you see from all the other restaurants or fast food places and all that kind of stuff, beating each other about, my fries are better than your fries.
Right. And around here, they're all Steak and Shake or all the ads about whatever they're
Steak and
using
Shake is all over their beef tallow fries, man. They're
Yes.
trying to let everybody know
Yes.
they fry in beef tallow.
I'm like, I know, and I'm like, who? What? I don't care.
I don't know if we have time to get on a Steak and Shake rant, but I haven't been on to Steak and Shake in a long time, and I've got some feelings about it. I've
Yeah.
Well,
got some feelings about Steak and Shake, but we can
I
Sidebar,
hope
Your
they,
Honor.
I
save
hope
that
they'll
for
do
another
better
time.
Say
later.
that for another time. Yeah, maybe they'll come out with that, or yeah, but yeah, I think it's just a great. I think it's a great story, and I think we could talk more about it, in the upcoming episodes, a little bit more,
Mhm.
when it comes around, because it's something worth talking about again for sure, because we do appreciate, them talking about it, because it got me back thinking about it. I'm like, you know what, I should go there. So
And maybe this will be the last thing, but the other thing I thought was interesting was that the son had a musical group or a band that he was a part of, and
I
that
was
kind
with
of stuff. And
Randy.
it seems like
No,
yes, one of his when Randy was touring with the Allman Brothers. Um, but he kind of sounded like he kind of left that to come back and run the Cheesecake Factory and all that, but that his all the music in there is curated by him or chosen or
Hmm.
whatever.
yeah,
That was kind of a neat little factoid that I
yeah.
picked up.
Well, any music head would be probably very particular about their music, but he's very particular about everything in that restaurant, though. So
Yeah, and
it's
but
not
he's not
just a
following any
cheesecake.
of the rules to create the restaurant and create the
No,
juggernaut that it is, but he figured it out.
yeah. I think that's the rule in business, honestly, is that there are no rules. It's the rule. It's just how you do it and you stick to it. I've heard that from other people. It's like if you do it the way that you do it, and one person likes it, and another person tells another person about it, that it just becomes the rule. So anybody that tries to tell you otherwise, it's like, well, okay, but he could have been like McDonald's and he could have followed the McDonald's way. No, he wanted it a specific way, and it became a success. So
Mhm.
so it is a rule for him and the Cheesecake
Right.
Factory. So all right, here we go. Now I got my nice logo. We're going to Mookie's hat corner. Do do do.
Let's talk about some hats. All right.
I
First off,
like
we'll
your
talk
hat
about
first of all.
first of all Bucky's hat. Hopefully, talking
Nice.
about brands that the guys might do another
That
time.
would be cool.
Hopefully, they'll do Bucky's. Bucky's is fantastic. I am a Bucky's fan. We've got one not very far from my house in Smiths Grove, Kentucky.
Smith's
I
Grove.
am it is not good for my wallet to drive by
No.
Bucky's as much as I do, but I thoroughly enjoy it. Let's talk about some hats that the guys are wearing. First off, Sean, again, no hat. This is becoming a trend. I think I've also noticed other times where he doesn't wear hats. He doesn't wear hats as much as Greg and Tim wears hats. And I want to talk about Sean's hat, but he's not wearing a hat. Uh, I will talk about Greg's hat though, because Greg's hat has a pretty good story. He's wearing a vintage Mizzou trucker hat. He loves trucker hats. That's all he's worn. But this is one that is almost the same as the one that Tim was wearing in the previous episode. Remember, where Greg started off the previous episode talking about how much he loved Tim's vintage Mizzou hat
Hmm.
with the vintage with the vintage logo on it. And I think I showed this hat then. This is a vintage Auburn hat that's by the same company, the 47 company. They make a lot of vintage things. I don't know if you can see that 47 right there.
Yeah.
They make a lot of vintage logo hats like that. Greg talked about how much he wanted to have a similar hat like that, but couldn't find it. He said you couldn't find it anywhere. I think I looked up at the time that you could actually get it on the Mizzou store at the time. But somebody sent him that hat. Jim 6 for 23, shout out. He found a hat that was very similar to Tim's and sent it. Greg's hat is a little bit more on the gold side than than Tim's was. Um, Tim's didn't have a gold bill. Tim's was completely and totally gray. The but Greg's had a little bit of a gold tint to it. And if you're a Mizzou fan and you want to find that hat, Rally House and the Mizzou store, rallyhouse.com, has a lot of those vintage 47 brand hats. Rally House, not a sponsor. We make no money. Uh, we couldn't get a sponsor if we wanted one at this point.
Rally House,
But
shout out.
yeah, Rally House, shout out. But you can get one there. They also have a lot of vintage hats here if you're a college fan, pro fan or something like that. You can get one there. Those are really cool hats and they have a lot of different colors. Tim's hat was so cool. And it took me a little while to try and figure out what was going on with his hat. But Tim was wearing a New Era 5950. And I know that I've shown this hat a lot on the podcast, but it's just such a cool hat. And it's one of the only 5950s that I own. So Tim was wearing a minor league baseball team hat for the Lexington Legends. And the only way I figured that out was from the mustache. So the hat is a is very similar to this one. I don't think it doesn't have the white panel. It's a full similar colored hat like this light blue right here, and it has a sugar skull with a mustache on it. Now, I originally thought that the hat was a Ludo hat, especially when I looked at Sean's shirt, because Sean had a Ludo shirt and hanging off of the letters was little sugar skulls. Now, if you don't know what a sugar skull is, if you think about the skulls that you see on Cinco de Mayo, where they're decorated skulls and they're very symbolic of the Day of the Dead for
Hmm.
Mexico. That's what a sugar skull is. And Ludo uses a lot of sugar skulls in their logo. So when I originally saw that hat and was looking at it, comparing it to Sean's shirt when I saw it, I said, "This is a very interesting Ludo hat that Tim is wearing." But it's not. It's a Lexington Legends hat that they used as an alternate logo for Cinco de Mayo. And because of Ludo and the connection that they have, that's why I would think it would have been an important hat for Tim to get. So he's showing it off. It's very, very cool. It's probably fitted exactly like this right here. If you see that logo right on the back of this hat, that is the logo for minor league baseball. So it probably has that very similar logo on the back. I looked. That hat is not currently available on the Lexington Legends shop. If it would have been available, I would be wearing it right now because it was really cool.
Hmm. And he probably got that because they've gone up there to Lexington. They've played there.
Comedy Off Broadway in Lexington is the big
Yes.
club up there that everybody always plays, and I'm sure they probably went to a Lex Legends game and walked around the gift shop, and he saw that and said, "I have to have that." And I probably would have said that too because it's a really cool hat.
Wasn't that where Greg recorded The Salesman was in Lexington?
I think so. I think he
Yes.
recorded it Comedy Off Broadway. Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah, I've not seen them there, but that's okay. I'm going to see them here in Nashville. All right. Well, thank you so much, Mookie. Appreciate that. That's really cool. And I'll have to check that out because I've been looking for a different Iowa Hawkeye hat for myself.
Oh, they got a bunch of them on there. They're really cool too.
With maybe Herky on there. I like that.
Mm-hmm.
I like their mascot. He's a cool one of the better mascots out there. But anyway, do we have any comments? I mean,
we have a few. We have I think this was from the Duncan episode. Let's see, Wood Duck 635 said, "I'm right there with you, Mookie. I've never heard the salmon shirt bit either. I have scoured the internet to find it too. I feel ostracized. It's like grade school all over again."
Yeah, it's very depressing that I still haven't heard this bit. I think I've replied to that comment just right before we went live recording this one. I feel depressed. I feel uh, appalled at myself that I haven't been able to hear this bit yet. But hopefully one day, I'll just hope and pray.
One day you'll get to.
You'll get.
So we also have one from Amy Baumiller, 1034, which she sounds very intelligent with his first name like Amy. She says, "I love that you guys are doing this. I always wonder what other Coterie members think of the guys after the guys do an episode. I'm hooked on the consumers and Nate Land, now public figures. I subscribe to the Coterie Club as well." She says, "Oh, and Dunkin' Donuts are so disappointing. I'm with Amy. I don't like coffee, so I never go there. Give me Krispy Kreme."
Well, the coffee's great. The donuts, not good.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then the other one we had was Maximum Goodness, who is a common commenter on the consumers.
Yeah.
Says, I find it interesting that all three of you said you were sold immediately first episode in, feeling like they had done hundreds of episodes together already. He said, "I think it took me about 5 to 7 episodes to really get drawn in. Having seen Greg stand up in his guest spots on Nateland, I knew I was going to continue giving it a chance. And these days I'm glad I did."
Well, we're glad you did too. We're glad you decided to hang in there, Maximum Goodness. We always like to hear your comments. At least I do. But yeah, man, I was hooked from day one. I'm glad you stuck around. We're glad to have you.
Yeah, thanks for subscribing to the Coterie Club as well. For all who did, we have a few that are out there, more than a few. So the shout out did work. So we just appreciate that. Anybody that's watching this that wants to subscribe or comment, Amy will be reading those comments and we'll be happy to highlight those. And who knows? Maybe one day we could even have a guest on our on there from another Coterie member, that wants to maybe come on and talk with us a little bit about stuff. We'd be happy to have other people on as well because.
So you're saying we have more than 3, like the 3 of us?
Yeah.
Subscribe?
Yeah. Can you believe that?
Well, my wife subscribed too because I sent her the link.
My wife did not subscribe. My wife listened to it on the way back from work one day and said, "I couldn't get through the first episode. I don't know what y'all are doing." I said,
That's all
well,
right.
thank you,
Neither do
baby.
we.
I appreciate the love and devotion that you
Mwah.
have for my hobbies. Thank you so much.
We
Yeah.
love you, Mrs. Blaylock, even if you don't
Yeah.
like it.
Yeah, that's right. But I don't know that she ever watched a full one. But anyway, at least she subscribed. So there you go. Bump up the numbers of subscribers.
Right?
But
We'll take it.
we'll take it absolutely. Anybody else who wants to. But yeah, I think that's it. I think that wraps it up for this episode. And I just want to wish everybody a good night and see you on the next one.
Good
Have a
night.
good one.
Release the Will O'Donnell edits. We'll see y'all later.
Go Cubs.